Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's start off with Joss for a minute. Each time I try to do these reviews, I try to improve in some ways, right? And how many times have y'all seen me just really dump on Jocelyn? Usually about the same thing. I swear it's like this girl makes what I do so challenging sometimes because she suffers from this whole young and in love BS, right? And one of the things that Dex says is that he can't go back to Port Charles. He doesn't want to sit there and Carly really went out her way to stop Sonny from putting two in her head, from two in his head. And he's like, listen, I'm gonna honor that by just staying away from Port Charles. Jocelyn's still in this I hate Sonny BS, right? And she's like, well, maybe you can sit, you can come back to Port Charles and we can make a stand and we can stand up to Sonny. And I'm just like, have you not heard anything what this man has been saying for the last past probably 20 minutes? Do you understand how aggravating that is when you're sitting there trying to get a point to someone and even though that you do love them, it just gets frustrating as hell? That's what it's like for Dex. Dex is sitting there saying, listen, if you found me, anybody can find me. And one of the things that he says, the reason why he doesn't want to come back there, it's not just Sonny. He's like, Sonny has enemies, right? And if Sonny doesn't take care of me, it's going to make Sonny look weak. And then her whole family is going to be in danger. And all she's sitting there talking about is, what, you don't want to, why are you sitting there trying to give up or whatever? Just because you will doesn't mean that doesn't mean I will. I'm like, do you not understand that he just said that your family is going to be in danger, and the only person at this moment that she can think about is herself? Listen, I'm not going to sit there and say that Jocelyn is the worst character, right? Because back in the day, Christina was a whole lot worse. But she is not helping. She is not helping her case. As they're getting dressed, Michael calls Josh and it's like, listen, if you find Dex, you need to bring him back ASAP. And Jocelyn's like, yeah, you're gonna have to come back with me because Sonny's in trouble. Sonny is a very prideful man, right? And when Sonny walks in, when Sonny walks in, and Michael tries to say some words to him, he pretty much is very cold and dismissive, right? And talking to Dante once again, he calls him Judas. I couldn't help but laugh at this point. That's gonna be Michael's new nickname for a hot minute. And Dante is stuck Snitty playing Peacekeeper. Snitty saying, hey, listen, he could have turned you in, he didn't. He was Snitty trying to protect you. Sonny's not hearing any of that, right? So they're going back and forth. John comes in, and I'm like, why are you here? And that's exactly what Sonny's like. Sonny just looks at him, and John's like, well, I'm just here for a workout. I can't imagine Port Charles being this very small town. Just go to another gym. Just go to another gym. You tell me there wasn't signs somewhere on that gym just saying it's owned by Sonny Corinthos? The fact that he wants to sit there and still stay there, like, well, I'm just here for a workout. Okay, there's other gyms. Pick one. But of course, those two get into it, and honestly, to tell you the truth, they both come across as a pair of dicks. literally, because Sonny's like, yo, listen, I told you to stay. He's like, yo, listen, you call this keeping your distance, right? Talking to my family, talking to my ex-wife and stuff like that. And John's pretty much, listen, I'll talk to whoever the hell I want. Okay, I'll talk to your ex-wife, I'll talk to your kids, I'll talk to your goddamn barista. I'll talk to anyone that I want to sit there and get the job done. Now, obviously he crossed the line when he's just saying that, he'll talk to his kids. It's one of those things where it's like it's an automatic no whenever you sit there and bring in anyone's kids into any conversation, any situation, that's going to sit there and red flags, right? So of course he's pissed off. So what does he do? He brings up Karen, right? Brings up Karen. Then he brings up Stone. And he talks about, well, hey, listen, you weren't a good brother. You weren't there when he needed you, and you only visit sometimes. And I was like, okay, see, that's a low blow right there, right? Because it's not something that he hasn't thought of. There's not one person that doesn't go through regret when it comes towards a loved one. So he definitely um crossed the line. I mean, they both crossed the line, but he crossed the line. And at this point, John takes a swing at him. Both of his boys break it up, and John is not there talking to Michael like, "Yo, listen, your father's over his head. He's he's going to get got. He's I'm here to sit there and try to help." And Dante's not there telling Sonny the same thing. Yo, listen, he's here to help, but Sonny is like, I don't trust anyone. I don't trust him, and he's either going to get me killed or he's going to sit there and try to get me arrested. And either way, I ain't effing with the feds pretty much. So that happens, right? Now Chase comes over to Quartermaines, and he's all angry and very loud and stuff like that, talking to Brooklyn, and pretty much Lois is like, listen, let those two just hash out their stuff, and Gregory's there. And Chase starts getting all loud, talking about, oh, you sitting there thinking that we're going to fail, just that, and the third. I was like, bro, listen, why don't you sit there and talk to your future wife in this tone instead of you bring your tone all the way up there? Because she looks just as confused and as shocked as you. They talk about it, they work it out or whatever. Um, but when they walked in, Tracy was saying, like, listen, I've seen interlopers come in and just mess up this family, so I'm here to sit there and protect. I want to protect the family at all costs. And Gregory was like, oh, okay, that's my son is to you? He's just an interloper or whatever. Long story short, they work it out, right? And Maxie and Lois is talking, and they're talking, oh, she really wants to sit there and wear um, this dress, Lila's dress. And of course, long story short, Tracy obliges, but she also finds out that Alexis is Gregory's friend. So, there's that love triangle. Meanwhile, Liz comes over to Finn with a card. Pretty much Violet is having her little wedding or whatever, and Finn freaks out. And for a hot minute, they start talking about their future, right? It doesn't seem like it really goes in. It's like they talk about their future, but they don't really talk about their future, right? They're like, hey, you want to get married and stuff like that. And Liz is like, well, listen, we have time and stuff. We don't have to decide it right away. And the thing is, you don't have as much time as you think you do, right? You don't. The conversation seems like it doesn't really go anywhere except for Finn feels kind of bad because he didn't seem as enthusiastic about being the best man. So when Chase comes in there, he's a lot more enthusiastic about it. Even though Chase is like trying to give him no, he's not accepting it. So he's like, you know, um, I'll be the best man, and he's a lot more upbeat about it as opposed to it just being like a chore. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they actually come a long way. Oh, that's what I was gonna sit there and say. So one of the things that Chase was coming over there, and maybe this is the reason why he was so emotional, was because he was like, "Yo, maybe we won't work out." That prenup brought up really bad memories and made him feel insecure about his last marriage with Willow. So it has a second guess himself and everything. But like I said, everything just seems like it works out, and he does sign the paper, which again they should have probably doing that beforehand, but whatever. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening. I was gonna sit there and do a live stream tonight, but I still gotta watch Born and Beautiful. And I was like, you know what? I didn't want to rush it, right? Because I could have made this video a little more shorter, but I didn't want to sit there and rush it. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather do two really great videos than do two crappy videos in a rush live stream. So, since I am off this Saturday, I figured I'd just do obviously I'm going to do the members one, which would be at 8 o'clock. But if everything goes well, then I'll also be doing a live stream at 12 o'clock, in the afternoon. And I was like, it was already 7 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. And I know tomorrow, since I don't actually have to wake up super early, we could just sit there and just kind of hang out a little bit more longer, and it doesn't feel like I'm like kind of rushing against the clock. So, as much as I don't like not doing live streams or canceling the live stream, I'd rather just make the videos a lot better. I don't like the rush. Um, but anyway, most likely I'll probably, if you are a Bold and Beautiful fan, I'm going to be watching that and giving my thoughts on that as well. So yes, it's not going to be a live stream. I'm going to post in community tab. Also, just in future reference, anytime that I'm actually doing a live stream or what time I'm doing a live stream, if I have to cancel it or delay it, always check the community tab. Because I always sit there and post when I'm going to be doing, what time I'm going to be doing in the community tab. So anyway, if I forgot anything, let me know in the comment section below, or we'll sit there and talk about it tomorrow. And with that being said, yeah, so tomorrow is going to be a live stream, usual time. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.